Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mater B. Conacon. I am the reporter for chapter 16. The report is all about fire protection in buildings. So, Fire protection of building structures from the hazard of fire is one of utmost concern of the government. Planners and builders have their own contribution in the campaign by making their plans and constructions conform to the fire code requirements. So, the planners and builders, or the engineers and architectures, has the major contribution of the safety of the buildings and people around the um, buildings that we plan and build. So we have to stick to the fire code requirements of the national. So modern design and construction techniques that causes fire incidents. So number one is light material construction method. So many engineers or builders uses light materials that can cause fire, and it can causes so much destruction. So number two is non-integrally constructed floors and walls. So non-integrally, so this means that it is not hollow, or the floor or the walls is madali lang siya mag-causes ng fire. So number 3 is false ceiling containing electrical. So we have the builders who put the electricals in ceiling. So di nila na napuput out, or na hindi nila ginagandahan yung pag-install ng electricals sa buildings. So number 4 is punch hole for installation of telephones. So they punch hole, or they put holes para lang sa pag-install ng telephones or ng iba't ibang appliances. So number 5 is central air conditioning system. So ito yung karamihan sa buildings na they put in the air conditioning sa ceiling, sa in the middle of the hallways or ganon. So number 6 is use of plastic materials. So they uses plastic materials that can cause, alam naman natin na madali lang grow ng apoy gamit ang plastics. So number 7 is furniture styles and materials. So they use, or they pick the furniture that can causes fires. So that's all. So next is the planning for fire protection. So we have the responsibilities of architects and engineers to protect of buildings against loss of life and damage to property. So second is Planners must and builders must should look into all the phases of possible problems that may be encountered, including fire safety. Fire safety must be addressed at the very start of planning stage. So this all is must the responsibilities of architects and engineers. So we have to um, build build an property or a building that can minimize loss of life and damage. And next is fire protection on tall buildings are. So these are the main reasons or um, main reasons of fire. So number one is too high to be complete accessible to firefighters. So hindi ang first is hindi pag dito na ang fire or dito is possible na hindi na ma-access ng firefighters ang sunog na ito kasi we have more height or talagang too high siya for firefighters. So number two is too high to make a complete evacuation. So ma hindi natin ma-complete or makakasagawa ng evacuation para sa ganito kataas na building. So 3 is tall enough to make possible chimney. So ganito, ito yung chimney. So tall enough to make possible chimney. So next is the fire code of national. So first is fire resistance of the building at its contents. Number 2 is limitation of BOHIM to adjacent vulnerable buildings. Number 3 is exits and fire tower stairs. Number 4, protection against defective electrical system. Number 5, lightning protection. Next, detection and alarm system. Automatic sprinkler systems, standpipe and hose systems, automatic smoke and BESS venting, smoke and BESS beat shafts, control of air conditioning ducts, communication in high-rise buildings, elevator control, and fire command station in tall buildings. So next, we have the water and water supply. So, alam naman natin na water is the number one enemy of fire. So, in high-rise building or raised building, water is supplied through elevated water tank and underground reservoir. So, elevated water tank is a traditional design of storing water in an elevated reservoir for purposes is 1 to supply constant pressure of water, 2 is to store sufficient water to balance the supply and demand, the supply, to prevent excessive starting and stopping, to provide dependable supply. So, in water in elevated reservoir is we have to supply constant pressure of water to our water supply. So, in the building. So the disadvantage of elevated water tank is it have unsightly appearance and high cost of construction it requires massive structure and foundation for tremendous weight. So, nakakita naman tayo ng elevated water tank, which is nakalagay siya sa rooftop ng isang building or ng isang bahay. So, alam naman natin na masyado siyang nakikita na nakakasira sa appearance ng building. Then, it costs construction. High cost ng construction, and dapat malakas yung building mo para so next is the underground water reservoir. So it is one of the alternate to replace elevated water tank. So it is reinforced concrete structure. The reservoir is covered with earth from 60 to 90 centimeters. So it is sa name niya itself is underground water reservoir. So it is underground. So water tank siya na nakalagay lang sa underground. So next part is the up-feed pumping system. So this is the up-feed pumping system. So it provides continuous flow of water from deep well. Fire reservoir has the priority over the domestic reservoir. Small gallons per minute jockey pump will supply the sprinkler system. The sprinkler has a 750 GPM main pump. So this pumping system, it provide the fire reservoir than the domestic reservoir. So it provide the sprinkler in 750 GPM. So the sensing, or if we have fire in building, we have the senses which control the operation of the pump. So it automatically on, or it automatically on the up-feed pumping. So the first is the bubble control units of or which of the two reservoir have two senses. So number 2 is the dual control units. It regulates the supply of the pressure tank. So next is the hydro pneumatic tank. It is used to store air under pressure, balance out surge from two domestic pumps. An improvement of the closed system has the advantage of using only two pumps when necessary. So last is how to control system operates. Number 1 is for correct time delay through the motor driven relays. The signal from the dual control and the double control units are processed in the central cabinet. Number 2 is the central control system alternates the pumps to give them even wear or run them together as demand requires. Number 3 is in case of low suction, the control system automatically shut off to prevent motor damage. And number 4, at the same time after it shut off, it relays the alarm signal to the office of the maintenance engineer indicating the location of the trouble. And lastly, the system could run without human attendance to satisfy the heavy demand of air-conditioned domestic water supply and fire control. So that's all for my report, and thank you.